Torrhen Stark, also known as the King Who Knelt, was head of House Stark who reigned as king in the north until Aegon the First Targaryen invaded Westeros with his dragons. He was named Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North after submitting to Aegon during the conquest. After the Riverlands and Storm's End had fallen under the control of Aegon the Conqueror, Torrhen called his banners as King in the North. He was aware that, due to the distance between the North and King's Landing, it would take a long time to assemble his army. After the Field of Fire, while at Highgarden, Aegon I learned that Torrhen had crossed the Neck and entered the Riverlands, leading an army of 30,000 men. Aegon abandoned his plans to march south and at once started his way north, racing ahead of his army on Balerion. Both Rhaenys and Visenya, as well as all the lords who had bent the knee to Aegon after the burning of Harrenhal and the Field of Fire, were sent word of this movement. When Torrhen reached the banks of the Trident, he found a host of 45,000 men and 3 full-grown dragons waiting for him. Torrhen's scouts had reported seeing the ruins of Harrenhal, and the king had heard accounts of the Field of Fire as well. Some of Torrhen's lords urged him to attack, but he realized that a similar fate would await him if he tried to force a crossing. Other lords urged the king of the north to fall back to Moat Cailin and make his stand there. Torrhen's bastard half-brother, Brandon Snow, offered to cross the Trident at dark to kill the dragons. In the end, Torrhen sent Brandon Snow to Aegon's camp with 3 maesters to treat with Aegon. Messages went back and forth at night, and the next morning Torrhen crossed the Trident, knelt, and laid his crown at the feet of Aegon and swore fealty. For his surrender, he was named the Lord of Winterfell and the Warden of the North. Ever since, Torrhen is known as the King Who Knelt. It is unknown what Aegon did with Torrhen's crown. The inn at the Kneeling Man later arose where Torrhen had bent the knee. After Torrhen's surrender, the Company of the Rose, a sellsword company, was formed by men and, according to some accounts, women from the north who refused to bend the knee to Aegon. These men and women willingly chose exile across the narrow sea. Torrhen's sons did not agree with the rule of House Targaryen either, with some speaking of rebelling and raising the banner of House Stark. Since the fleet of House Arryn had been lost in the battle in the waters off Gulltown, King Aegon relied upon the Starks to suppress the Sistermen's rebellion. Lord Torrhen sent Sir Warwick Manderly to the 3 sisters to successfully end the uprising of Queen Mariah of Sunderland. Torrhen also sent longships from Bear Island to aid Aegon in his invasion of the Iron Islands. Lord Torrhen's daughter was married to Ronald Arryn, who was Lord of the Eyrie. This marriage had been arranged by Queen Rhaenys as an attempt to knit the new realm together. There are letters at the Citadel which suggest that Lord Stark only agreed to this after much protest and that his sons had refused to attend the wedding. Lord Ronald would be killed early in the reign of King Aenys I Targaryen by his own brother Janos. It is unknown whether Torrhen's daughter was still alive at this point. Torrhen was entombed in the crypts of Winterfell after his death.